He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same, I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings, I hit like a bing by the bone. Call me spade to spade, you ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same, I bet you can see by the moves.
Yo, that's the top five. I heard it. That's the top five.
But yo, I remember being in a group chat and it was with Jay Brown and Preem in them, and everybody was telling me Dipset gonna win. I'm like, no, watch.
Everybody
was saying Dipset.
Everybody was doing that.
But I said, no, watch what's gonna happen. Watch. I guarantee you the Locks got it.
Damn.
And boy, did they serve them.
You know what it was, though?
They got served.
You know, pre-hand, it was like, yo, they got more commercial
hits. Right, exactly.
And then versus it's more of a, who got the most hits? Who got the most joints?
Bangers. Yeah, what joints you can remember?
What you can remember. But we ain't think about, yo, these motherfuckers is true MCs.
Right. And they got hits.
They made it a real.
They got hits.
And they got hits, but they came to tear the floor.
They made
up
a real
with
hip hop.
rhymes.
They made it a real hip hop show, man.
And this is the funny part, right? We had a show. We were gonna perform like a week after that happened, and we were in the studio here getting our tracks ready.
Right.
So Real, shout out to Reels. He's the engineer. He's a lot of things for us.
Word.
He was getting the tracks ready, and we were just like, me and Rob were like, yo, just throw the songs, and we'll rhyme over the songs. Figs was like, nah, we can't do that.
Right.
Yo, maybe you could lower the vocals or just leave the hook. Yeah. But we can't do that.
The ad-libs.
Why these niggas is rhyming over the word?
Yeah. Yo, so then that happened, and we were like, yo, we definitely can't
we gotta do this shit.
We came back to the studio.
Straight instrumentals.
These dudes are looking at me like I had 3 heads.
That's right.
And I'm like, yo, trust me, yo. We're the hip hop advocates.
That's the lazy, and that's the lazy mentality that we was thinking at that moment.
Yeah, for real.
Right? Because we haven't performed in years.
We were sweating.
We haven't performed in years, so we was being lazy about it.
Right.
So it was like, yo, let's have the vocals behind it. We just rap over it. And it was like, then when we saw that, it was like, nah.
That's a rap for that.
Nah, ain't no way we doing that. We straight instrumental in that shit all the way through.
Right, exactly. All
and
we
did that shit,
and
that shit was dope.
The ad-libs and maybe the hook, but the verses?
Nah, hell no.
We learned.
Never again.
I'm from that school, so my pops told me, you are not rhyming over your vocals. You better learn your verses.
Mm-hmm.
Learn your rhymes.
Like, yo, that's not hip-hop. But no one was listening.
It's better. It's more.
It
captures the
essence,
audience
right?
better.
And it don't distort the words. Like I watch a lot of dudes.
It distorts the words.
It distorts the words, and it also kind of takes away from the performance. Yeah. Like you can rely on your vocals. You can rely, if you ain't got good breath control, you lip sync your rhymes. I've seen all types of shit.
And it's a different feeling because it's not the same feeling when you're recording it.
Right.
When you're live, you're out there. Your energy, you're screaming.
Yeah, right. Right, your stage presence matters. Like, and another thing, I studied Meth and Red for that.
Ooh.
I studied Meth and Red specifically. I studied
ill performance.
Busta too. Busta's still crazy too to this day. Yeah. I studied Kendrick Lamar even to a degree. Kendrick is crazy with his stage set, but there's certain dudes I had to really watch.
KRS.
Ooh.
KRS is.
Shout out to the teacher.
That's
the master teacher right there.
Top
tier lyricist
right there. Performer right there.
The Blast Master. Shout out to the Blast Master, man. We got respect for you on this side. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got respect for the Grandmasters that came before this. Even down to Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash. You know what I mean? KRS-One, Kane, Rakim.
You mentioned Melly Mel. But he be like, yo, fuck these little niggas.
Yeah, they do. And he do, but... And I'm not even in.
And he don't mean, but when he's saying that, he not referencing the sound that you got, that we got. He's talking about the fakers, the wannabe artists, the wannabe MCs. Yeah.
But I feel like we like, and I feel like this too, like to a degree, like the generation gap will stop when we understand each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like we have to understand that hip hop does evolve. It does go. You know what I mean? Hip hop does not. You've seen hip hop go from many different eras to where hip hop was starting out with just dudes in the park rhyming, and the flow was different. Curtis, but these are the brains.
Even
you see that
the DJ was the MC.
MC, right? But even before that, the DJ was the dude that was a superstar, not the rappers.
Exactly.
Run DMC. This is my DJ Jam Master J.
Then it evolved into the Kane, Rakim, KRS-One, Cool G rap era when the MC started getting a little technical.
Yeah.
And then sort of in the midst of that, you get the late 80s, early 90s where it's a little bit more fast-paced. You get DOS Effects. You get Fushnikins. You know what I mean? You get that era. But then soon as we get past 93, you get the Black Moons, you get the Wu-Tangs, you get the Onyxes, you get the Nas's, the Mobb Deeps, and that's really the Bigs, and that's where everything shifts. And
yo, my man is a hip hop historian, bro.
You know his shit.
When I
breaking
tell you,
it down.
when I tell you that I really took the time to really study this culture, bro, like it's one of the most important
You
things.
could
to
be
me.
a teacher at Harvard.
I get that.
Okay,
for
all
the
day.
youth. For the youth.
Yo,
Teach
man,
the youth.
That's, but I feel like you gotta study that in order to know where to take it further. You gotta study that in order to be a great. All the greats, you can tell they all studied it from the beginning in order to take it to a certain place to where it is now.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that it's equally important to study the past, stay in the present, and of course work towards the future. You know what I'm saying? Because they're all equally important.
That's big, man.
Yo, Figs.
Well,
There's nothing left to say.
Nah, we had so there was some
I
people
can
you
do
wanted.
it.
Nah,
I can do this.
nah, I don't because I want to make sure before 'cause there was some shit you wanted to talk about before that you were mentioning. I want to make sure we get to that before we even start jumping stuff.
Yeah, I pretty much covered it, bro.
I mean, you talking about
Pretty much covered
I
pretty much covered it, bro.
you talking about your influences, the people that have been around you all this time.
Yeah.
We want to make sure we highlight that stuff.
Word.
Nah, I mean, from the top 5, my man came ready, guns blazing. He already knew what it was.
Shot 3 in 1 shot.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real, metralleta style.
No, he's
you know what I'm saying?
he's a real student to the game, man. That's the shit that we love to see, man.
You know what I'm saying? He mentioned the influence and judging off from how he's feeling today with the Jada and Styles. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know we're going to get some shit because it's time for the people to see this show improve, baby. I know you ready.
I already know, man. I'm ready to rhyme.
Damn.
It's about to get crazy.
It's getting hot in here.
It's hot
I'm ready
in
to
here.
rhyme, dog.
Hot in here.
Yo, this is that show improve. Yo, your name is?
Asaru. Catch me on Instagram, who is ASXRU. Instagram got hacked last year. Fuckery. But it's
you
all
click
good,
one of the
though.
links? I clicked one of the links once and I got hacked.
Yeah, you had to find the shit, right?
Yeah.
I had to update it. I'm like, damn, shit's still there. But
Oh,
catch
man.
me Instagram, who is ASXRU, Twitter, who is Asaru, YouTube, all that. All praises due out now. The album, Top Tiers, out, new single out now. Video is also out. We'll check all that out. We got a lot of music coming out this year. A lot of music. We flooding the market 2022, 2023, baby.
Yo, show improve. Asaru style, baby. Samurai sword swinging through.
What do you think, this is the army where you shoot them a mile away? You gotta get up close like this. Bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
DLP, this beat is fire.
So if I'm being real, son, I've been off y'all and your greed trips. The feds watch the TL, they see something and creep quick. The best way to catch them is off guard like IG pics. It look like a bunch of IGKs or some IGs. Sometimes I yearn for the days when your CD switched. Instead I see this PC shit. Let me explain, they like to say I'm disrespectful. I heckle past when I'm greenlit. Yet I gotta be PC while trolls troll as PCs flip. The industry can take a toll, they hope sun lasts. I done raised the bar for Tampa, ain't wait for y'all to let sun pass. I negate the noise. Come on now. You like to gash your 38s and toys. The pen got a kick back with a barrel longer than Rachel Roy. Don't understand why niggas hate the boy. Shows remind me of Drink Champs. I ain't said much, but still they be making noise. Maybe that's the problem. I hit like a baby Babe Ruth. Feeling blue underneath all these stars like a Navy Wraith roof. They told me take a bite of this life, and I got to say truth. Reshape your whole mass while the masses are far from safe too. Let's go. Truth be told, you ain't gotta like him, but let's call a spade a spade. You ain't got it like him. I call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings. I hit like a bing by the boom. Call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a a lot to lose. I don't. We not the same, I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings, I hit like a bing by the boom.
Sometimes I wonder if the source would've gave some of us a 5 mic. Big Tigger would've gave us 5s, right? But in hindsight, what if AJ and Free would still be standing there on 106? I bet they loving this and back to Mata. Yo, limelight, you calling me the bro when we don't even have an eye of light. My words would have me busy chasing green and get me higher light. Nowadays, my name is far from being kinda nice, but what is competition? Niggas ain't even got me rivaled right. I'm trying to fill a bit of Abu nights or Dubai days without a label, trying to get a guard or Dubai day. Yo, you know, your life is mid, remind me of that dude Kwame. Been trying to get my weight up, now they yelling at me, wait up, but I wait for no one. I cave for no one. I recall telling y'all that it ain't safe for no one. And it's not. And truth be told, you ain't gotta like him, but let's call a spade a spade. You ain't got it like him.
I call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here, ain't got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings, I hit like a bing by the boom. Call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here, ain't got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings, I hit like a bing by the boom.
Yo, showing pool, nothing but heat. Yeah, Asaru style. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, good shit, brother. Good shit.
Murder.
Yo, I gotta
track
ask
right here.
that name.
Yeah, where that name come from?
Cause I'm saying it with a Dominican Asaru,
Asaru.
like, you know what I'm saying? Asaru.
Yeah, we definitely we got to touch on that, man.
Definitely. Well, Asaru first and foremost is my middle name, and you know, if you study ancient Egypt and you study like ancient African texts and you really dive deep into esoteric knowledge, like you'll know what that's about. Asaru represents, you know, kind of like just the as far as what Asaru was, as far as the deity, like he controlled like getting to the other realms and shit like that when it comes to heaven, hell, whatever, you know, the spiritual realm. And I was taught knowledge of self. You know what I mean? We talking about Wu-Tang, we talking about building. I was taught knowledge of self very early, like 12, 13, just like reading certain things, like reading certain books and just gathering a lot of different information my way of my parents. You know what I mean? Like I was brought up in a real like conscious pro-black household. Yeah. So in that, you know, I guess it stuck with me. You know what I mean? One of the first books that like, as far as like the first deep books I remember really reading like that, my mother and my grandmother forced me to read was like the autobiography of Malcolm X. Oof. And dope book. That kind of like planted the seed for everything as far as like how I thought, how I moved. You know what I mean? My mindset, just different things, like just the trials. Now I'm not gonna say the trials and tribulations, but also like just the victories as a black man, as a brown man, that you could find yourself, you know, going through. If you really just study up on what's going on out here in this world, you really study up on what it means to be black, brown in America. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. With the 3 Ks.
You know what I'm saying? You really, it just molds you in a different personality. And then on top of that, I'm already an old soul, so I was really just getting that knowledge itself is really just dope for me as an individual. And I just carried it. So then you get that in the music, and then you also get that in the name. When you hear Asaru, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa, what the fuck is that? A lot of people don't know what that shit means. If I'm being honest with you, a lot of people don't know what that is. They're like, what is that? But and then also that's why, you know, my hashtag is who is Asaru. Like, yo, who is that? Who is that? What kind of name is that? But yeah, it just all boils down to just knowledge of self, really. Yeah, you know what I mean? And just knowing who and what you are, knowing where we came from, reading up on that information.
To know, though. Now we know when we're doing the promos, that's going to be a hashtag.
Who is Asaru?
So, Asaru, we heard you earlier talking about Sandman.
Word. Shout out to him. I want to send my condolences out to him because he lost his father to cancer. You know what I'm saying? Man. So I'll show you love, bro. You already know what it is when I get back home. You already know.
So mentioning him, how do you guys go back?
Well, you know, he was put on to me by another MC. Her name is Dynasty. Shout out to DY. And she came up in Tampa. She real known around there. She moved to LA. And then, but before she moved to L.A., she was like really just privying him to me at the time, and I was too young to get into clubs. Like I was like 18, 19, trying to perform at these clubs, and security give me problems and shit. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get into clubs almost to perform, but like, you know, like he's an artist on the bill, let him in. So, you know, when she started seeing me around stage and all that, she was like, yo, I gotta put him on. So she started really just advocating for me around around the city of Tampa, and like she privy Sandman to me, and we just built a relationship over time, and then I was really in a bad spot 2020, like just going in. I had a whole like rebrand process and all that I really had to go through, and it was tough for me personally. As always, my personal life, and he called me. He was like, "Yo, I want to help you. You know what I'm saying? I want to help you. I want to make sure you're straight. You know how I feel about your rhymes, what you do. You already know, but I want to help you. I want to make sure you get to a certain level. I want to help you. I want to push you in certain shows. I want to push you in certain people's faces. I really want to help you."
That's big, man.
So that doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, and he's
in the music industry.
Right. It really don't happen. So I gotta really credit him for that. He's known as the godfather of Tampa hip hop. So he got a lot of love and respect in the city. So when he started putting me on, just dropping my music and helping me drop my music and put me in certain places, it brought the awareness locally a little bit up for me.
Got that buzz.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely.
Yeah, when
Shout out to Sandman, yo.
When you come up to town, man. Sandman come to town. We gotta get him on the Advocates.
Yeah,
man.
come through. You know what I mean?
Nah, he
but
definitely.
I gotta definitely shout out to Sandman, because I'll say it now, and it's probably even gonna be even further than this. But he changed my life.
Sandman, what is this? The MC Sandman?
No,
Nah, he's a DJ. He's a DJ.
Another Sandman from New York though.
I know who you're talking about.
There's a MC. There's a
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's ill. He's ill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lyricist Lounge, all that.
Yeah.
He was tapped in with Lyricist Lounge back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay.
OG Sandman. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
But I mean, yo, as soon as I was like, yo, checked out the All Praises Due, and I'm like, yo, this brother, you know what I'm saying?
He's
he
about
tapped
it.
in.
He's
you know,
about it,
knowledge
man.
yourself. You know
Appreciate
what I'm saying?
that,
I
yeah.
mean, I grew up on that too. You know what I'm saying? So I already know what it is.
Know what time it is,
Yeah,
yo.
he's all about keeping that third mind open. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that third eye open, watching out here, seeing the shit that's going on. You know what I mean? That's really what All Praises Do about. If I could just segue into that, like All Praises Do was like I was just watching what was going on with COVID. I was watching the George Floyd situation. I was just watching a lot of shit that was happening. And it got to a point where it was like, as an artist, I got a responsibility and an obligation to really just talk about this shit, because this is what's happening. Yeah. And it's not only affecting everybody else, it's affecting my personal life too. I mean, I actually caught COVID, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was luckily, you know what I mean, I had a job, so I'd say it was a little bit easier for me to deal with. But like, I know
I think
a
we
lot
all
of people
did.
did not.
We all did.
Yeah,
we all caught it at some point.
At some point, you caught that shit, whether you had the jab or not.
I just caught it the other day. I didn't even know because I was good.
Damn.
Wow.
I was protected.
I wonder where you got it from.
Now we all getting worried.
I was protected.
Word.
But what? God?
The vaccine.
You know why?
That Pfizer, baby.
Yeah, word. That Pfizer
Shout out
gets
to
you right.
Pfizer.
Shout out to Pfizer.
It got you right.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Este episodio de los Hip Hop Advocates es traído a ustedes por McDonald's. McDonald's es más que un lugar de comida sabrosa. Es un lugar donde la gente conecta. No necesitamos otra razón para reunirnos en McDonald's, pero el crew sigue dándonos más. Si tengo que manejar una milla extra para llegar a McDonald's, lo hago. Es tu gente, tu comunidad y tu relación con el crew de McDonald's lo que hace que sea tu McDonald's. Cuando acabamos de grabar un episodio de los Hip Hop Advocates, siempre paramos en nuestro McDonald's local a donde nos sentimos como estamos en nuestra casa. Todos tenemos un McDonald's en nuestro barrio especial para nosotros. ¿Cuál es el tuyo? McDonald's. Me encanta.
But,
Get right.
Word.
Y'all eating too much pork, man. No pork in the fork, baby.
No pork in the fork. Anti-pork as hell.
Nah, not me, man.
Now pork make me sick though. That's why I don't eat it.
My family come from a farm, and we eat lamb, we eat fucking
it.
pork.
Lamb is the
fucking
cleanest animal.
cow.
Lamb is the cleanest animal.
Yeah. If you gonna eat, I dabble in lamb a little bit. You know what I mean?
Lamb is the cleanest animal.
What about ass? Ass?
Who eats ass? Ease that ass, boy. You gotta watch out. You might get E. coli, baby.
He hit me with the nori question.
Nah, you might get monkey.
He hit me with the nori question.
You might get that fucking monkeypox.
That's right. Monkeypox. You come out that shit. Your face fucked up.
That shit coming out the ass. That shit coming from.
That's what Fauci said. Fauci said that it's being transmitted from men to men.
Feces. It's feces.
Shit.
Feces.
Yeah,
it's the main trans.
That's what Fauci said.
Ouch.
No, Fauci said that on some real shit. He ain't say no gay shit. He ain't say like that. He said men to men. He said men are contracting monkeypox from other men.
Fuck all that.
But real quick,
not me.
It's a different chunky monkey.
Let's bring it back to where we was at. So real quick, our man Erupt, what he does is that every time we got an episode, any albums that are coming out, he checks them out, sees what's good, what's bad. He comes over here and he recommends it to the viewers.
Ass while you're listening to that shit.
So yeah.
You know, whatever.
But before you say your album of the week, Erupt,
talk about
that's
it.
a nice shirt right there.
Yep, purple color champagne, make it rain on them.
For real.
Wow.
And
shout out to Chatty Handsome. That favorite product.
And it's our man DJ. He's the one that made those shirts. He's gonna be on soon too.
Like you crushing grapes, kid.
Crushing grooves. But back to it. Album of the week, man. I mean, Asaru's mentioned it a couple times, and I mean, I've been digging deep all week on the two albums that he got. Got All Praises Due, and how do you say the other one? Drazaloop.
Shout out to Drazaloop, 100 The Proof Place, all that Co-op City.
So what's that mean? What's the definition behind that?
Drazaloop was the park that I used to play in as a kid. You know what I mean? Back in the Bronx. You know what I mean? That was one of the parks in the neighborhood that everybody gathered around. You might be playing in a sandbox and. That album was I really wanted to show like my beginning, you know what I mean, as far as like where I come from, and just show just talk about those experiences. And the title track is all about that, you know what I mean. And it's also symbolic for me because Cream is sampled. I hope they don't.
Yeah, you sample that. Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Nah,
RZA, you didn't hear that. But
those are real hip hop heads right there, and they know what it is, man. Ain't
started like this, son. Rolling with this one, you know what I mean. I had that beat by my man Trust One. Shout out to Trust One. He also did the Everyday record featuring Michaela Palladio with DJ Sandman on the scratches. Shout out to Michaela Palladio. It's the homegirl. But like that was that title was just based off the park I used to play in as a kid, and I just really wanted to show y'all this where I came from, my influences. You hear that? Talk about those times. Talk about just different things. You know what I mean? It's really just a peek into my first 19, 20 years of life. You know what I mean? But I don't even think I really touched on it, even on that album, enough. You know what I mean? So I'll
tell you this much, though, man. There's certain tracks on there, like, I always like to highlight the tracks that, I like that when I heard them. Like, Hold Up had that bounce. That shit was hard.
I had fun making that record.
And that shit was a good, it was a fun track. It was a good track, but that shit was hard.
Appreciate that.
The album title, the Drazaloop.
Yeah.
The New Wave was dope. Still Fancy. You can hear that, you fancy, huh?
Oh, yeah, the sample. Yeah.
And the Open Seasons, dope.
Word.
There it go. That those are the highlights on that one. And then the other one, the All Praises Due, the recent album.
Yeah.
Which is an EP. You had what? It was 8 tracks.
It was it was 8 tracks on it.
Tracks.
You get 8 tracks on streaming services. They gonna count that shit as an album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got the track, the first track, Amen. Was that the first track or that was the second track?
That was the first
opening track, right?
Yeah.
So you got the you got the samples on there with the talking about COVID, talking about the time like 2021.
Yeah.
It came out 2021, but I'm sure you recorded it,
Yeah, 2020 all throughout.
A lot, you could tell you did a lot of it during the quarantine time.
Yeah.
And you hear the George Floyd talking about that, the whole protesting thing going on around the country.
Right.
It was deep. The Need Some, that was another bounce track. That shit was hard.
Produced by yours truly.
That was you?
Yeah. I did that, and I did the Amen record.
Amen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, them shit's hard, man. All Praises Due, the title track. Underdog was ill. I mean, damn near every track was ill. It's
a banger.
That's one thing about your shit. Like, you got music like is not shit that you like and you skip to night. You actually you catch it from the beginning like you want to listen through it.
Yeah.
And I was like I honestly like a lot of times I listen to people's shit and they'd be like I'll skip through a few of them. All them shits is all solid.
Appreciate
every
that,
track
brother.
is solid. And you can tell you put your mind to it when you creating it.
Yeah, appreciate that. I feel like a good album sequence is like important. Like I studied like certain album sequences, even like I look at It Was Written as like one of the most perfect album sequences you could have.
Yeah.
Reasonable is another perfect album sequence.
Capital
Victory
Punishment.
Lap is another. Rest in peace, Nick. Is another perfect album sequence. So like I study how people put their albums together, what song goes where you want to hear certain songs, what vibes you gonna get on this part of the album. I pay attention to that type of stuff. So definitely appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, nah, man.
It shows.
Your catalog,
it shows.
your catalog is, it's not like is mad is heavy like, and I mean heavy meaning like it's not flooded,
right?
Because you still got a whole lot to go.
Yeah, definitely.
You got a whole lot to go, but you started off on a great note.
Appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, anybody that is gonna get on to you and they're gonna be like, let me go to the beginning. They're gonna see what you're coming with, and they're not gonna be, for lack of a better word, they're not gonna be disappointed. They're gonna see your sound is exactly what you want it to be.
Right, 100%.
You're not trying to be nothing. You're not trying to be no Tampa dude. You're not trying to be no West Coast dude. You being, your bread and butter, your
soil, baby.
You giving that sound. Like I'm telling you, I was shocked when I started listening to him. I didn't hear none of that shit. I didn't hear no trap shit, no drill, nothing. Like I heard nothing but boom bap.
This is the
straight through.
These drill rants.
None but boom bap. Boom bap.
There's a little bit of trap in there. You hear the
you hear the
songs,
trap.
You get the underdogs. You get.
I love trap.
Yeah,
I love trap. When you mix trap and boom bap,
yes,
you do it right.
Crazy, yeah.
You get rap. I don't know.
Boom trap. You know what I'm saying? Boom trap.
Yeah, I'm feeling E's words of affirmation.
That ain't it. That's definitely not
some
it.
Jizza shit. He thinks he doesn't waste ink, baby.
Definitely.
Let's have Jizza. Yo, man, listen. This is great, man. To have a young brother that studied the game, that knows his shit.
I'm impressed.
Yeah,
appreciate y'all for having me.
And fucking spit. You know what I mean? Give you that real shit. Throw the medicine in there. Boom. Man, it's inspiring.
Like Tupac said. No, was it Tupac? You got the juice now.
Listen
to that. It was from the movie Juice, but it was Tupac who said that.
It was a dude who was looking at Omar Epps coming.
You got the juice now. Yeah. That's you right now. You got the juice now.
There's nothing else to say, man. This was a great episode. I loved it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate y'all brothers for having me, man. Real talk, man.
Pleasure's all ours, man.
It was a long time in the making, right?
Indeed, yeah, definitely. I hit y'all back like a few months ago. I was hyped for this. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely hyped for this. We speaking y'all brothers, man, because I know what y'all do is some real shit. I ain't got to do this either. You know what I mean?
Man, it's all for the culture, bro. All for the culture.
That's
Love
it.
it.
That's what it all boils down to.
We do it for artists like you who takes their craft seriously. You grinding, you doing your thing, and we're glad to showcase you to people who haven't seen you yet.
Yeah, word.
It's all about respecting that pen, baby.
That's it, yeah. That pen is everything. Pen is mightier than the sword, man. You know what I'm saying? That pen is mightier than the sword, man. It's certain dudes I just was looking up to that was just saying some incredible shit. Like, you listen to Life After Death.
Talk about albums. Talk about, construing albums, constructing albums around it.
Exactly. Like you just
that's
like Life After Death is like an incredible sequence. Like
my man, look, he just came out of a sauna.
Oiled up, baby.
Life After
jumped in a bottle of Vaseline.
Gotta keep the skin right, baby. You know what I mean? You don't know what type of baddies is watching this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, cocoa buttered up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like just Life After, like you listen to an album like that, like I just rewind a certain line. Like even Who Shot You, like if I'm gonna talk about Big for a second, like just being part of my top 5.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
Like, Thou shalt not with raw sea popper. Feel 1,000 deaths when I drop you. I feel for you like Shaka Khan. I'm the dawn. See when I walk, Rolex on the.
That's cadence. That cadence.
Like Big's, nobody got a cadence like Big. No one. Nobody got a cadence like Big to me.
Yo, looks so good. I suck in your daddy's dick.
Yo, Big. I think this is good right here. I think we could cut the check.
Let that shit go already. That shit's done.
Yo, I remember I was on what's that? I was on the Clubhouse shit, and I asked C Gutter. I said, "Yo, was y'all pausing the hell out of Big when he said that?" He was like, "Yeah, we was definitely looking at Big like he was crazy for saying that."
Yo, he was mad as hell that he threw him in there. Like, yo, C Gutter
kidnap kids, come in their ass, throw him over the bridge.
He
said
he
was mad. He said he was tight at Big for that.
He didn't even speak to Big for
2 weeks. Yeah, like.
He was like, nah. He's like, yo. He's like, why you said that, man? Like, what we talking like?
What? Like, imagine your man saying that, like.
Fucking midnight ass,
big, but like,
over the
imagine
bridge.
that. You hear you know, my niggas see you gotta kidnap kids. I'm in their ass, throw them over.
What? Yeah, that's weird.
Yo,
That's
Big,
weird.
but Big was legend, man. He's legendary forever.
R.I.P.
You know, B.I.G. forever.
So you Biggie over Pac? Or Pac over Biggie?
I don't have that debate, and I'm gonna tell you why. I listen to Pac for a certain reason, and I listen to Big for a certain reason.
Oh, that's what he was saying too.
You know what I'm saying? I listen to Big for a certain reason. If I want to hear crazy cadence, metaphors, lyrics, I listen to Big. But if I want to hear some like if I really want to think, I want to hear something that revolutionizes me, that really invokes this emotion in me. I'm gonna listen to Pac. You know what I mean? Certain days I'm Pac, certain days I'm Big. Certain days I want to put on I feel like putting on a Coogee sweater and looking fly.
That's what make that top 5 impossible to fucking.
You know what I'm saying? And then other days I want to be mad at the system. And I got Pac for that. You know what I mean? Word.
Damn, it's crazy.
Some days Brenda's a bitch.
Yeah. Brenda?
Yeah, what's the
Brenda.
name?
Yeah, Brenda had a baby?
Yeah. Some days she's not.
Brenda had a baby. Damn, I forgot that shit was dope. That was an ill track too, man. Brenda
That's
had
real.
Ill track, yo.
Yo, I think
that was 92, man.
Figs, I think this was great, man.
It was, and you know, it's very informative, and you know, and it's like he's not a leprechaun. He's real. You know, the 22-year-olds that represent the culture, the real shit.
They still out there.
They out there, man.
I'm glad to
It's
fucking
real.
see that.
Word.
It's real.
Was a
man.
leprechaun though?
No, I'm saying in hip hop, like yo, nowadays, you know, you think every 22-year-old, you know, is doing like the drill,
The same shit. I got you.
cookie cutter shit.
I feel you.
But there's exceptions like the brother right here.
Appreciate that, man.
That, you know what I'm saying, keep it true to the essence. You know what I'm saying? He studied the game. Because that's the problem. A lot of the young cats, they ain't trying to go back and study. They're like, yo, the time is now. Fuck
and that's the disadvantage. Because
let them know.
It's a disadvantage because if you don't study where it really came from, like I said, you're not going to know where to go. And then if you really don't study, you're going to be here today and gone tomorrow because you're not going to know how to evolve.
You're going to be the next little pump.
You're gonna look in the comments. You're gonna look in the comment section. And
Exactly.
Yeah, you fell off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was never on because the motherfucker just got lucky. That's all.
You gotta carve your own path, man. And I really want to stress, like, just be like authenticity and originality will take you far. It don't look like that now just because of what trends. But when I tell you, I've watched a lot of dudes come out that be mimicking a lot of other dudes come and go throughout the years. And I noticed that the dudes that maintain what they about, they maintain authenticity, they go far. So, yeah, we thinking about the moment where dudes are signing 360 deals and they're getting $5 million, but then ultimately you got to pay that back to your label. What if your album go doo-doo, pop? You know what I mean? What if your album go triple cardboard? What you going to do?
Double diarrhea.
Double diarrhea, right. What happens, you know what I mean? A lot of dudes, they don't survive that stretch of that 2 to 3 year when you got to drop an album for a label and you got to pay the label back $5 million. And then if you're not a good return on the investment, then when you're stuck in a label deal you don't want to be in, and then you get wise to the game, and then you realize, wait a minute, this deal is structured bad. Wow. And then dudes be mad because they can't put out music. They don't want to put out music.
They dug themselves in that hole.
Right. You know what I mean?
If you're whack, don't rap. Sit your ass in the back. Simple as that.
And yo, remember,
and that's
crack
a quick
is
rap.
whack.
You heard?
Crack is definitely whack, yo. Word to Whitney and Bobby. Crack is definitely whack.
Unless you licking it. Yo, on that, No, you know what I'm saying? Yo, do what you do.
He took me out with that one. Yo.
Do what you do behind closed doors. Hey, it's on you, baby.
Yeah.
But yo,
do what you like.
You know what I'm saying? We can find you everywhere on
Instagram, who is ASXRU at Instagram, Twitter, who is Asaru, YouTube. You just type in Asaru, you'll be able to find me unless you see that rock band. Just avoid that rock band.
Word, that ain't him.
Rock music.
That ain't him.
I do not do rock music. I do rap music. I do hip hop music.
Day.
MC over here. But
hip hop, baby.
But he's not shy to do any collabs.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You know what I mean?
You know us at the Hip Hop Advocates, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, share. You know what it is. Till next time. You know what I'm saying? Do what you like. Peace.
Trust the motherfucking process.
Nice college boy, huh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? What do you think, this is the army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this. Bada bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit.
DLP, this beat is fire.
So if I'm being real, son, I've been off y'all and your greed trips. The feds watch the TL, they see something in creep. Come on. The best way to catch them is off guard like IG pics. It look like a bunch of IGKs or some IGs is. Sometimes I yearn for the days when your CD switched. Instead I see this PC shit. Let me explain. They like to say I'm disrespectful. I heckle past when I'm greenlit. Yet I gotta be PC while trolls troll as PCs flip. The industry can take a toll. They hope sun lasts. I done raised the bar for Tampa. Ain't wait for y'all to let sun pass. I negate the noise. Come on now. You like to gas your 38s and toys. The pen got a kick back with a barrel longer than Rachel Roy. Don't understand why niggas hate the boy. Shows remind me of drink champs. I ain't said much, but still they be making noise. Maybe that's the problem. I hit like a baby Babe Ruth. Feeling blue underneath all these stars like a Navy Wraith roof. They told me take a bite of this life, and I gotta say truth. Reshape your whole mass while the masses are far from safe too. Let's go. Truth be told, you ain't gotta like him, but let's call a spade a spade. You ain't got it like him. I call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings. I hit like a bing by the boom. Call it spade to spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings. I hit like a bing by the boom. Sometimes I wonder if the source would've gave some of us a 5 mic. Big Tigger would've gave us 5s, right? But in hindsight, what if AJ and Free would still be standing there on 106? I bet they loving this and back to Mata. Yo, limelight. You calling me the bro when we don't even have an eye of light. My words would have me busy chasing green to get me higher light. Nowadays, my name is far from being kinda nice, but what is competition? Niggas ain't even got me rivaled right. I'm trying to fill a bit of Abu nights or Dubai days without a label. Trying to get a guard to do by day. Yo, you know, your life is mid. Remind me of that dude Kwame. Been trying to get my weight up. Now they yelling at me, wait up. But I wait for no one. I cave for no one. I recall telling y'all that it ain't safe for no one. And it's not. And truth be told, you ain't gotta like him. But let's call a spade a spade. You ain't got it like him. I call it spade a spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings. I hit like a bing by the boom. Call it spade to spade. You ain't got it like I do. He top tier round here and got a lot to lose. We not the same. I bet you can see by the moves. I pull the strings. I hit like a bing by the boom.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.